That is
where I was
incredible.
born.
Yes, to be 10 hours away there in our nation's capital
Yeah,
and working with the Sergeant at Arms.
Oh yeah, I worked with Senator Byrd. Took me over there and introduced me. Gentleman, Senator Howard Baker from Tennessee, was the leader then, and
Right.
the majority leader, and Senator Byrd was a minority leader. He, Senator Byrd got me with the Sergeant at Arms, and they hired me right off, and we walked in on the Senate floor. Byrd walked in with me and looked at Senator Baker and said, "Senator Baker, Tinker's going to be working right here on the floor with us."
Yes.
And Senator
Wow.
Baker said, "Fine." So that's where I wound up, right on the floor with all 100 of them, and I never met nicer people.
Oh,
It
I
was just-
bet.
In my days there, when I first day, we just had one lady on as a senator, and the rest of them men. But I was a friend to all 100 of them. I never talked to any kind of political thing because
Sure.
they're Republicans and Democrats.
Yes.
Doing my job, I didn't talk any kind of politics, but they all knew I was a Democrat because they saw me hanging around too much with
Senator Byrd, yes,
and,
yes.
and a little bit with Ted Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the Kennedys have a great story and a tie into you. I'm embarrassed to say we're running out of time. We've only got 7 or 8 minutes, and I want to make sure we're able to talk some about your life experiences here in the greater Myrtle Beach area, and particularly your great relationship with Nelson and Mary Emily Jackson.
I'd love to.
But we've got some tremendous pictures that you were kind enough, you and Patty and Linda were kind enough to bring in here. Some of the pictures during your service with the Sergeant at Arms there from the U.S. Senate. There's a great shot here with Senator Kennedy. Y'all are outdoors out here. Share with viewers what's happening here. There's
The little school, I think it was in Spencer, from Spencer, West Virginia,
right.
brought a little tree up to plant for our president, John Kennedy, who was the president then, and they did that for a lot of the senators, the trees out in the plaza, the yard.
Oh yeah.
They'd plant a little tree or something, have their name on it, so.
Right.
They brought this one up, and it was raining. I can remember it was raining hard that day, but Senator Kennedy, Ted, asked me to go out with them, and
Yes.
we went out and the little girls, and we
Oh, yeah.
planted the tree for them.
This is a tremendous picture. Of course, you've got this great shot here with the rookie U.S. Senator at the time, I believe, who's now America's Secretary of State.
Oh, Hillary,
Hillary, that's right.
Yes, Hillary. I didn't get to work long with her. She was just there a year or so before I left, but she was a good senator. I really liked her.
Right.
All of them were good senators.
Yes.
All of them was interested in their state and the nation.
Absolutely.
Every one of them. They was just first-class men, like
Very.
Senator Dole, Senator Lott.
Right.
All of those fellows. They were just dedicated to their state and nation.
Oh yeah. This third shot's got you and your daughter Patty with 2 U.S. senators, Senator Kennedy and Senator Byrd here. That's a great shot of the 3 of you all. That was, I believe, in West Virginia.
Yes, we went down to a Jefferson Jackson Day dinner.
Right.
And Senator Kennedy and Senator Byrd, we just would have a picture taken with me and Patty, and
Yes.
that's the way that happened. And
That's a great shot. Well, speaking of the Jacksons, even though it's different and it fast forward a little bit, here's a great shot here with you and Nelson and Mary Emily Jackson. I believe it's in 2006. I want to go back and talk for a few minutes, but this is a particularly good shot of the 3 of y'all when I believe the State House recognized it as Nelson and Mary Emily Jackson Day. Over at Prestwick, you were there at the event at the Country Club, and they presented them the great honor of this plaque here, which you're in the picture with.
Thank you. I understand you was there too, Greg.
I was there with you. That's right.
Good.
A lot of folks.
We had a lot.
It was a very special day.
It sure was. He was a special man in land, and she's a special lady. I didn't, I wasn't acquainted with anyone when I went to South Carolina. I remember I told Senator Byrd I was going to go to South Carolina, and the only thing he said to me, but well, I hate to see you do that, Tinker, but said, I want you to never forget where your roots are. Right. I said, I won't do that, Senator.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, when I got to Myrtle Beach, moved to Myrtle Beach, retired, I stayed around Virginia and Fairfax for about a year, and I decided to come down to South Carolina and where it was a little warmer and all, you
right.
know.
Yes.
Didn't have to bring no shovel with me, snow shovel, and found my little home on the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
I've enjoyed it so much, and I just wish my wife could be with me, you know, there, enjoy it. She used to, I'm getting off the subject a little bit here now, but she drove me out one morning to catch the metro. I had to catch the metro was living on the Virginia side.
Right.
And catch the metro going into Washington to work, and she was just as happy as she could be. Just we talking, joking a little bit. She dropped me off to catch it about 8:30 that morning, and 11 o'clock we had a telephone call to come to the hospital that Eleanor was sick. They just first said sick, and my son-in-law, Linda's husband, Ed Pence, he came over. He was one of the Capitol policemen up there, right. And he came over and said, "Tinker, we got to go home." Said, "Eleanor, something's happened to Eleanor." I said, "What do you mean?" Said, "Well, she's at the hospital." Didn't tell me anything that happened, you know. But I don't know whether he knew or not. But then we walked in the hospital, and there was Linda and Patty and a little room sitting there, and the doctor took me off in another little room where Eleanor was, and he told me she's gone. Said she had had a heart attack, you know, and nothing they could do. She was gone when she got there, you know, and that's about. But getting back to
April of '96, yeah. Just a month shy of y'all's 56th anniversary, and Senator Byrd gave a great speech there in May of '96, highlighting your wife's tremendous service to so many, and particularly to your girls and your grandchildren, right. and being with you at all those times. And then in 2000, Senator Byrd and many other senators got up again to highlight in late 2000 of your eventual retirement early the next year, and a whole lot of beautiful things. We can see some of these great retirement speeches given on the Senate floor here in front of us.
It was something. They really give me a good retirement, you know, going. They had me to go to their Senator Daschle. Tom Daschle was the minority leader then, and right. He got up and made a nice talk for me, and leaving, I hated to lose me, and what a good job I had done on the Senate floor. I was working on the sergeant on, but I was counted as a floor attendant, you know, right. When any of the senator staff would come in, you know. Right. I was in charge to see that they obeyed the rules, you know, yeah. And they had no trouble with them. They was all good men and ladies and staff people, and they hadn't anything. I thought maybe they shouldn't be reading a newspaper or something, you know, yes. While the senator making a speech, and I'd maybe draw his attention to it, and I'm sorry. And I had no problem at all with them.
Tinker, I'm embarrassed to say we have totally run out of time, and I sure want to thank you again for giving us 2 days to celebrate your life and the life of your amazing family. We really appreciate you coming in to be with us this morning.
Well, Greg, I wish I could tell you all about it. I just don't remember, you know, at
no,
my
it's
age,
fine.
My
You've
age
done
now, I slip.
Tremendous, absolutely. Stay tuned to a little more with Tinker St. Clair coming up next. I told you yesterday you get a great quote from Senator Robert Byrd. You actually get two from the Charleston Daily Mail's front page edition in January 2001. I'm fortunate, St. Clair said. I've made friends with 2 senators from every state and all of the staffs and the Senate staff. But one friend is perhaps more dear. He's like a brother, St. Clair says of Byrd. Byrd corrects that. Paraphrasing a Bible passage, he says there are some friends who, quote, walk closer than a brother. I count you as one of those friends, speaking of Tinker. Tinker, thanks again for being with us this morning and celebrating your amazing life.
Thank you a lot for having me, Greg.